Some have linked the use of Tylenol during pregnancies to an increased risk of autism. However, this link has been portrayed by some as a causal relationship rather than as a correlation. The first issue here is that we do not have study designs relating Tylenol and autism that can establish causation. To approximate causation, we would need a randomized control trial. But there are, of course, some obvious ethical impediments to doing so, because this would mean setting up an intervention group where we suspect that there could be a non-zero probability of that intervention causing some disability. What we do have are some observational studies, but these by themselves only give us correlations. There's a big difference here. Look at this example. We know that there is an association between ice cream consumption and drowning. Does this mean that consuming ice cream increases your risk of drowning? No, not really. What we find out when we properly analyze the data is that there is a confounding variable that is mediating this relationship. So when the weather is warm, people tend to seek large bodies of water, while at the same time looking for ice cream because it's refreshing in the summer. So what is actually happening here is that the two variables are going in the same direction, because warmer weather, more people going to the beach, and more people at the beach means that there's a larger probability of someone drowning, while at the same time, because the weather is warm, there are more people eating ice creams. And that's basically where the relationship ends. One variable isn't causally influencing the other. Something that also might be driving the association between Tylenol use during pregnancies and autism is that pregnant women might be taking the Tylenol to ease a certain underlying condition, and that condition itself might actually be the stronger explanatory variable. So basically, it could be that some women are taking Tylenol for an underlying pathology, and that pathology may contribute to some neurodevelopmental issues in the pregnancy process. Additionally, one of the largest observational studies investigating acetaminophen use, which is the active compound in Tylenol, and the risk of autism, found that when they used sibling-controlled analyses, there was no significant association between acetaminophen used during pregnancies and increased risk of autism. Does this mean that we know for sure that Tylenol is completely safe and won't contribute to an increase in the risk for autism if taken during pregnancies? No, it just means that we still do not have sufficient evidence to say that there is a causal link between both, and that we need to understand that autism is multifactorial, highly complex, and we should avoid sensationalist headlines.